Can the New York Jets go one day, just one day without embarrassing themselves? It's bad enough we had to waste 3.5 hours on a Sunday watching some of the worst offensive football we've ever seen in our entire lives. Bad enough we got to deal with the 5 losses in a row, a team completely falling apart, another lost season, wasting a great defense, more questions than answers. We got to deal with all that, and now we have this Zach Wilson nonsense. A situation that should never happen anyway, because the Jets' handling of the quarterback position under Solomon Douglas has been an unmitigated disaster. From the day they drafted him to the way they supported him with the inexperienced first-time coordinator, an inexperienced quarterback coach, no quality veteran backup until way too late, to the end of the year last year where they gave him every benefit of doubt, blamed everybody but him, coddled him, babied him, did all of that. They finally had to bench him after the locker room completely turned on him. The locker room quit on him. The team quit on him. To the last game of the season last year, they were scared to play him. Literally scared to suit him up against the Miami Dolphins. So in the offseason, they said, you know what, we're going to get Aaron Rodgers, credit to them. But they admitted, like to me at that point, if you go back to all our videos, change of scenery then was needed for Zach Wilson. He was done here. He was never going to come back from that. But they said, we'll get Aaron Rodgers, but they stupidly did not sign somebody else to play behind him. They kind of assumed that Aaron Rodgers never get hurt, and Zach Wilson would be the guy. Then Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, Zach Wilson's the guy, and they still don't bring anybody in to help replace him or support him. And now, lo and behold, Zach goes from being a terrible quarterback to just a bad quarterback, and this season is completely a mess to the point where you have to bench him again, and rightfully so, and make him the third quarterback, not the second backup, the third quarterback, saying, you know what, kid, we know you have confidence, but you need to reset. It's just not working out. Sorry. Now that they see how bad Tim Boyle is and how bad Trevor Siemian is, they're like, you know what? Hey, Zach, you know what? Maybe you want to play again for us? And he's probably like, fuck you. And I don't blame him, dude. The Jets have now quit on him twice. And at some point, you're like, you know what? It's not going to work for me here. It's a lose-lose situation. I can kind of come back. We're not going to win. I'm just going to get booted off the field. We're not going to be successful. I just want to either be traded or released. And they should have released him when they benched him the last time. Because he's not coming back next year. He's not going to be here next year. The Zach Wilson story is over. And now the Jets handling it today with Psych. I didn't believe a word Saleh said today. Well, Zach came in my office and said he wanted the ball. No, you're protecting him again. And then he's like, well, you know, if Zach didn't want to play, he wouldn't be here. You're basically doing it anyway. You made him a third quarterback. He's the emergency quarterback. You're already doing that. So if this right now, once the players in the locker room get any wind of this kid's cooked. Like, there's no coming back from this. And it all could have been avoided. And that falls on Joe Douglas. So as for Zach, if I'm the Jets, I cut him today. I don't care. Like, this is done. You want damage control? Get rid of him. Cut him. I don't even care what the cap hit is anymore. I don't really care. He's not coming back next year. Don't give me the best chance to win bullshit on this team anymore. You're not winning games regardless because your offense sucks, your offensive line sucks, and everything else. So, I mean, I cannot believe we're dealing with this. I just can't. I'm so over this. Joe Douglas' handling of Zach Wilson alone, the drafting of him, the handling of him, everything that's happened with him is a fireable offense. The way Saleh is handling all this is a fireable offense, and they're not going to do anything. They're not. Everybody's going to come back. So now you want to call Zach a scapegoat? I don't even care, man. I genuinely don't care anymore. This is a mess. A mess on so many levels. And Woody Johnson's going to sell us on Aaron Rodgers coming back next year. We're going to bring the whole gang back. If you lose out the rest of the games, you cannot tell me that everything is fine and you should bring this back. You can't. And the way that Saleh protects his quarterback, the guys in the locker room guy like, what is this coach doing? Is he for real? I'm over this. You want to just be numb. You want to just lose in silence and end the season. Like, I don't even want to watch any more games. Like, you're done. Like, 5 more games of this? You just want to be numb. Just lose in peace. And they can't even do that. They got to find ways to embarrass themselves and find new headlines. What a joke.